Okay, comrade. The Russian Nightmare Nikita Koloff here. Tune in and listen to the Undisputed Wrestling Show. Where I tear your stinking head right off your body. Je to it.
I wouldn't be surprised if within the next year or two, if Biggie Langston isn't gone. I wouldn't be surprised if, help me out here, some of the leftover guys. Cody Rhodes isn't gone. I don't know if they fired Dustin again or not, but I wouldn't be surprised if, a lot of these guys are moved on. Tyson Kidd, even though he's a trainer at NXT, he'll probably be back off the main roster. They have no clue how to push Cesaro, who is one of the best wrestlers out there. So, I wouldn't be surprised.
Let's play devil's advocate a second, Axel.
Okay.
You were talking about competition and how they have none. Now, since they have no external competition, now all of a sudden they have some internal competition. Do you think, with the way NXT is going and as over as they are because of the different way they are wrestling, it will force people on the upper roster to either work harder and do better and show up and make a difference, or get shoved out?
Well, you know what? Again, I'll your devil's advocate, by saying this. Vince McMahon himself has said he doesn't see any major changes because people are afraid to go out and do cutting edge things because they're so afraid to lose their job. So guys now who are on the main roster, are afraid to go out and do like Steve Austin did and do his own thing, or go out there and do what The Rock did and do their own thing, because they know they're that replaceable. So Vince himself on Steve Austin's podcast basically said, these guys are just going out there and doing exactly what they have to do, just enough to get over, but they won't run with the ball because they're afraid to do anything outside the box because they fear that they're going to get fired. So unfortunately, again, I think that NXT is a detriment to the wrestling business. As fun as it may be to watch as a fan, I think, the statement being made that, we're not going to hire any indie guys. Everyone we hire from now on has to go through NXT and learn the quote-unquote WWE style of sports entertainment. Well, the WWE style of sports entertainment is so predictable and not fun to watch. That's why you need guys coming in with different styles. And unfortunately, they're all going to be trained the exact same way. And it's going to be this big cookie cutter conveyor belt of guys, coming from within.
That is an interesting take, and I haven't heard that take before, but it's a very valuable one. So very, very interesting from Axel Rotten. Before we wrap up with Axel tonight, and Axel, we could talk to you all night long, but we obviously can't do that. I'll have to have you come back on. We got a lot more to talk about, buddy.
Yeah, I'd love to, man. Let me just throw out my plugs, my cheap plugs for everybody.
Before we get to your plugs, I gotta get a plug out for you. Our buddy over at Cult of Kayfabe, James Ryder.
Love James Ryder, great guy.
Who are not aware of what's going on, has set up a You Caring fundraiser for Axel Rotten. And for those of you
let me before you finish that, let me tell you something.
Ahead,
I've been in this rehabilitation center for 7 months, and I fought James tooth and nail on this because I didn't want people to think I was asking for money. And James was like, look, Axel, other people have done it. He said the worst thing that can happen is no one donates, and I said, about a month ago, I said, all right, James, go ahead, pull the trigger on it, put it out there and do it. And I have, nobody to thank but James Ryder from the Cult of Kayfabe for doing that for me. So, I just want to let you know, I had nothing to do with starting this thing up. It was all him, and he deserves all the credit, for everything that's happened with it, and it continues to grow. So I will now shut up and let you continue your plug.
Well, I was going to basically say that. You're not on here, Axel, to beg for money from the listening public. You're here to talk wrestling with me. and Chad and Will tonight. Axel Rotten is not on this show asking for your money. I am talking to you as the host of this show that there is an opportunity out there for those who watch professional wrestling and see what these athletes do to their bodies. It can debilitate people, and it has happened to Axel. I think the misconception out there is that if you're a professional wrestler and you're on national television, you're rich and you're beyond the means of anybody else. That's a bunch of crap. It doesn't work that way. Unless you're John Cena or in the upper tier of the WWE, you're not rich. And you know what? Axel's got some stuff going on. And as the wrestling community and as members of the community that we are and who have loved watching Axel do his thing for years and years, you know what? If you're in a position where you can do this and you can afford to help him out a little bit and send some money towards you carrying in the fund that James Ryder set up for Axel Rotten, I implore you to help our brother out. Like I said, he's not asking for it, but we could help a brother out who needs some help. I mean, he could use some money to help out with those back surgeries and stuff he's got going on here soon. So,
well, Axel, that's it, man. That's the thing. People don't realize how expensive this is. I'm talking wheelchairs and walkers, railings to get in and out of my house, accessories, just to do things that you guys take for granted every day, to use the restroom, to take a shower. You know, this is going to cost me thousands upon thousands of dollars, you know, and it was great for James to set it up. It's real simple. All you got to do is go to, I think it's youcaring.com/Axel Rotten, AXLROTTEN.
Actually, I think it's under your real name, Axel.
Well, there's both, which is crazy.
Okay.
But I always give the Axel Rotten one because it's easier, because for some reason they hyphenated it when they did my real name. But, right. You know, it's youcaring.com/AXLROTTEN. And I appreciate anything. Some people have donated $5. Chris Jericho donated $3,000. You know, Raven donated $100. You know, people are just giving what they can, you know, and I look at it this way. I don't personally care if anyone donates $1. What I care is that you share it so that someone else may see it and they can donate if they wish to. Because, you know, I just wanted to throw out a plug. There's a brand new documentary out about me on YouTube. It's called Extreme Injuries, Hardcore Recovery. And if you look it up, it actually is the number one trending pro wrestling documentary on YouTube right now. And in less than 2 weeks, we've had 30,000 hits, so that's pretty good. And it's easy to find. Just go under Title Match Wrestling, or just search Axel Rotten or Extreme Injuries, Hardcore Recovery, and it shows you exactly what I'm going through right now in this facility through the physical therapy. They speak to my therapist. They speak to the head of physical therapy. So it's an interesting watch. They show some wrestling footage. It's not your quote unquote typical shoot interview. It's a documentary. So it's something that we're very proud of. Telly Bistus directed it and edited it down, and it's available through Title Match Wrestling, and it's totally free right now. So when the DVDs come out, of course it'll be a couple bucks, but I implore everyone who really wants to know what the aftermath of this business can do to you to go watch Extreme Injuries, Hardcore Recovery on YouTube. And with that, guys, I kind of got to get out of here because I have something that's pressing that I've been putting off for like the last 15 minutes. But it's been a pleasure being on the show.
Pleased to have you.
I want to tell you guys, Chad, everybody else, Chad, thanks for the drawing. You guys, thanks for having me on. And just a couple quick plugs on Twitter. It's very simple. It's at AxelRottenECW. On Instagram, it's the exact same thing, at AxelRottenECW. And Facebook is www.facebook.com, AxelRottenECW. So I'm real easy to find. Thank you guys for having me on. Undisputed Show is top-notch podcast as far as I'm concerned, and I look forward to you guys' tremendous success, and I wish you nothing but the best in the future, and I'm sure we'll talk again sometime, maybe within the next year or so when the next Axel Rotten adventure happens.
Sounds great, buddy, and we wish you the best, too. Keep rocking it, bud.
Thanks, guys. You guys have a great night, great podcast, and thanks for having me on.
Thank you. Axel effing Rotten joining us tonight. Like I said, one more time, go check out UCaring, www.ucaring.com/Axel Rotten. And if you've got the means to do so and want to help a buddy out, by all means, help Axel Rotten out.